Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, I'm KingNido, and today we come to you from Lumiose City where the Yellows are trying to get back into the Leaders 8, but to do so, they're going to have to take down the Viridian Magma, who are on a 6-game win streak, and they are currently sitting in 2nd place. But to my surprise, and probably everyone else's, the ground types have never taken down the Lumiose Yellows in the PokeType League VGC, but they want to continue this win streak. So with that said, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this matchup. Will it be the electric types? Will it be the ground types? Let's go!
3, 2, 1, go!
And it is going to be Lantern alongside Plusle, as Plusle with that fire spin onto Quagsire. It's not very effective, but it is going to trap it in that fiery vortex. Quagsire alongside Gastrodon here, and Lantern with the icicle crash, that part water typing, preventing it from being super effective onto Quagsire, as Gastrodon going with the Electro Ball, but this won't work on anybody. That lightning rod ability boosting that special attack of Plusle, as Quagsire has flinched as well. This is a good start for the Yellows, as Plusle with that boosted special attack is going with the Dragon Cheer. This could be very critical early on, as Lantern is getting pumped here in this matchup, and it needs to try and capitalize by going with the Lava Plume. It is going to connect with everybody on the field, but it's not very effective on the Viridian Magma, and it's left its own teammate with the burn. Plusle's physical attack is going to be cut into, but Quagsire is also going to be feeling the effects of the burn, plus that fiery vortex, and so is Gastrodon. 3 of the 4 Pokemon on the field right now have been left with the burn, as Gastrodon is going for the Mud Slap, super effective there on to Plusle. It's going to lower its accuracy in the process, and Quagsire looking to follow it up. It is going to go with the Infernal Parade onto Lantern. Doesn't get in that much damage, but it too is also left with the burn. All 4 Pokemon currently in this match have that burn status condition, so their attack stats are going to be cut into. Quagsire also going to be feeling the effects of that fiery vortex, but like we said earlier on, the Lumiose Yellows, they want to end this 6-game win streak of the Magma, and they've never lost to the ground types, even with their type disadvantage here. And there's that fiery vortex taking effect on Quagsire once again, as Plusle is now going to go for the knockoff on to Gastrodon, knocking off its Leopard Berry, and Lantern looking for the follow-up. It is going with the spin out, changing its attention to Quagsire here, trying to put it into knockout range, but that not very effective move is not quite enough, lowering its own speed in the process. Gastrodon responds with the Poison Sting. Now we know Plusle's not going to be left with that poison status condition, as the Shell Side Arm getting some good damage onto Lantern from Quagsire there, and again that burn is afflicting everybody on the field. And for the Viridian Magma, they have responded fantastically from last season. Like we said, they are in 2nd place. They want to get to the top of the leaderboard, as Quagsire is put into knockout range and needs to hang on, as this fiery vortex is continuing to do damage to it. It is hanging on by a thread, and it is still holding on, but it's an easy target for Plusle as it goes with the Ice Spinner, and Quagsire has been eliminated from this matchup. The Lumiose Yellows getting the first one on the board. However, Gastrodon is going to respond with the Fusion Bolt, but once again that Lightning Rod ability, the special attack has been boosted for Plusle. This allows Lantern to go with the Fickle Beam, getting in some good chip damage there onto Gastrodon, but again that burn is afflicting everybody that's still remaining on the field. And the Magma have been righting a lot of wrongs this season, and they want to get their first ever win over the electric types, as now they're going to send out their Terrestrial Drafty. It is for entering this matchup, and last round we saw that it is truly beginning to embrace this ground typing. After in the early stages of this season it wasn't quite sure what to do, but it is looking to continue this momentum for the Magma, and it has taken that speed control in the process, going with the Gust. Now this won't be very effective onto Lantern. This opens the door for Plusle to try and capitalize by going with the Ceaseless Edge. However, Gastrodon is able to get out of the way, and it does respond by going with the Cotton Guard, not going on the offensive. Instead, it is going to boost that physical defense a great deal, as Lantern is going to go with the Mega Horn onto the Water Ground type, not doing that much damage, but the burn. Plusle is put into knockout range. It is a much easier target now, but so is Gastrodon. However, it is not quite into knockout range yet. And Lantern also feeling those effects for it. The only one currently without that burn to contend with is going for the Echoed Voice onto Lantern, getting some good damage. However, Plusle is going to go for the air slash, and it takes Gastrodon out of this match. The Lumiose Yellows have the 6-4 advantage. Lantern is going to follow it up with the Shore Up. It is trying to offset that burn damage that it has been taking, restoring its health a great deal here as Plusle is running out of time from this burn. Very intelligent of Lantern to have gone with that Shore Up. And now Furret is going to be joined by Golurk entering this matchup. Furret does go with the Nightshade on to Lantern. Some great consistent damage there, but Plusle is going to go with the Spatial Wren, taking it straight to Golurk, getting some fantastic damage there onto the Ghost Ground type, who is going to respond by setting up the spikes. Those entry hazards now being laid out on the side of the Lumiose Yellows, so anyone who enters this matchup will be taking damage from them. Lantern, however, is going to go with the Present, which is going to be avoided by Furret. It doesn't want any presence from the Lumiose Yellows as that burn. Plusle is running out of time, but it is having a great impact so far for the Lumiose Yellows. Furret needs to get it off the field. It goes with the Avalanche, and Plusle has finally been eliminated there by the Viridian Magma. Finally getting one on the board. Golurk with an opportunity to follow up goes with the Defog. It's immediately going to get rid of those spikes that just set up. It does lower the evasiveness, however, of Lantern in the process, who does respond by going with the Throat Chop onto Furret, not getting in that much damage and still feeling the effects of this burn here. The only remaining Pokemon on the field with it, as it is now going to be joined by Mine, and Furret still with the speed control, going for the Blizzard, connecting with both electric types. Not very effective though on Lantern. Mine is going to respond by going with the Torment, as Furret is now going to be subjected to this Torment. It is going to be struggling in this match. Golurk, however, with the Sword Stance, it is greatly going to boost that 124 base physical attack. And Lantern sets up the grassy terrain, still trying to offset the effects of that burn as that grassy terrain covers the battlefield, and that uniformity between Minun and Lantern. We love to see that color dynamic between Pokemon when they're out on the field together, but there is that health being restored for everyone who has taken damage. It is offsetting the effects of that burn on Lantern here, and Furret unable to go for anything. It is left to struggle, but it gets in some great damage there onto Minor. It does take the recoil damage in the process as Minor looks to respond. It goes with the Shadow Ball, but it doesn't go for Golurk, who would have been weak, but it still gets in some great damage onto Furret, who is going to chow down on its Citrus Berry, trying to offset the damage from that Shadow Ball as Golurk is looking to respond. It goes with the knockoff, and it takes Lantern out of this match, who has been in since the very start. It is down to a 4 versus 4 contest. The Viridian Magma have leveled the playing field, knocking off that Leopard in the process, and that grassy terrain, as no one has that burn status condition to contend with anymore. The Yellows are going to send out Rotom entering this match, but Furret still with the speed control goes with the Tearful Look on to Rotom. It is going to lower its physical attack as well as that special attack, but Minun is going to go with the Bite. This will be super effective, putting Golurk into knockout range, but Golurk is going to chow down on its Enigma Berry after taking that super effective damage. It is going to restore its health, and Rotom, with those lowered offensive stats, goes for the foul play, and it is still successful in taking Golurk out of this match. The Lumiose Yellows have taken back the lead. And again, this grassy terrain restoring the health of everyone who has taken damage, but Rotom still at full strength. It is Mudsdale entering for the Viridian Magma, and once again, Furret is left to struggle, getting some great damage now with that critical play onto Rotom, but it still has to contend with that recoil damage. Mine, and looking to capitalize, is going to set up the Future Sight onto Furret, foreseeing this attack. And Rotom, looking to follow it up, is also going to go for the Trop Kick. This will be super effective onto Mudsdale, but it's going to activate that stamina ability. It does lower its 125 base attack, but its defense base 100 is boosted, and it is going to go for the Rapid Spin, getting some great damage there onto Mine and boosting its own speed in the process. And again, everyone continuing to have their health restored thanks to this grassy terrain, and the Viridian Magma do not want to be hit with those grass type moves, as Furret is going with the Dragon Dance. It is going to boost that physical attack as it has been struggling in this match. It's going to boost that speed as well. Minun is going to go with the Double Team. It is trying to boost its evasiveness, making it a much harder target for the Viridian Magma to eliminate, and Rotom is going with the imprison. They have set up the imprisonment seal. This is the move that Viridian Magma used to kickstart this 6-game win streak, and it has just been used against the Mudsdale. It is not able to go for anything currently. They do have that grassy terrain restoring their health, but they're going to be left to struggle even more than what Fire already was. They need to get Rotom off this field. Gets in some great damage onto Minun, but Minun hangs on by a thread. It is going to chow down on its Lancer Berry. It is getting pumped because it knows the yellows are in full control. It goes with the Ice Shard. It does not do much even with super effective damage onto Mudsdale, who does have that defense boosted once again thanks to the stamina. Again, they need to get Rotom off this field. There's still time in the match. The Bug Buzz from Rotom puts Furret into knockout range. It is hanging on by a thread. The struggle from Mudsdale goes for Minun, gets the elimination, levels the playing field, but this is not leveled right now. The yellows with that imprisonment seal set, like we said, the Magma. This is the move they use to start their 6-game win streak, and that Future Sight takes Furret out of this match. The Lumiose Yellows have the 3-2 advantage. They need to get Rotom off this field. They send out Clodsire as their last Pokemon. It is going to be Dedenne entering for the Lumiose Yellows. Immediately it is going for the Blood Moon, taking it straight to Clodsire, getting some good damage there as well. And Rotom's going to follow it up with the Roost very intelligently. It is going to get itself back to full strength, making it much harder for the Magma to get it off the field. Mudsdale with the struggle, it's going for Dedenne. They need to go for Rotom. They could bring this back, but they are quickly running out of time. The struggle from Clodsire onto Dedenne. It takes its own recoil damage. They're still not going for Rotom. Dedenne with the Sparks. This is not going to work on the ground types. Dedenne should know it is definitely playing around as Rotom with the Dream Eater. It does seem like they're eating the dreams of the Viridian Magma right now, even if that didn't work. And Mudsdale does go for the struggle, gets in some good damage onto Rotom, but it's put into knockout range. It is going to chow down though on its Lancer Berry. It is getting pumped. It needs to go for something critical. Clodsire with the struggle also going for Rotom, but it too has been put into knockout range. It chows down on its own berry as well. That Staff Berry is going to boost its special defense, but it is such an easy target. Dedenne with the Power Split focusing in on to Mudsdale, and the Viridian Magma have run out of time. Rotom is setting up for the Solar Blade, and like we said, the Lumiose Yellows have never lost to the Viridian Magma, but not just that, now they are taking away their 6-game win streak. Rotom hangs on after that critical play struggle. Mudsdale not successful. That recoil damage takes it out of this match. Clodsire is all by itself. Rotom chows down on its own Citrus Berry as well. It restores its health, keeping itself in this matchup for longer. Clodsire does go for Rotom, but even that's not enough, and Clodsire is eliminated. The Lumiose Yellows get another victory over the Viridian Magma. This win streak started with the Imprisonment Seal, and it has ended with the Imprisonment Seal as the Yellows move all the way up to 8th place, and next round they are going up against the Lentorneos, who are in 9th. But for the Magma, they're going up against the Sylphs. It will be 2nd versus 3rd, but until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.